Gotcha. Coach, go ahead.
Yep, I'm proud of our football team for fighting their guts out. Obviously, the outcome didn't come out the way we would want, but I'm proud of our guys for laying it on the line, for sticking by each other's side. Talked about it being a dirty type of game, just fight, scratch, and claw. The effort was there. Guys battled, man, and I appreciate that. I love them to death for that. Didn't come out our way, but we're going to stay by each other's side like we always do because we're a tight-knit family. We're going to battle through any adversity, and we're going to be there for each other through thick and thin.
Coach, the fight that you talk about and how proud you are of how the team was gritty today, is that kind of the team that you expected this season?
I am, yes. Obviously, we preach all the time about, being a football team that is tough, is hard-nosed, plays the game nasty but the right way. And I appreciate that effort, out of our guys. Obviously, it was a great challenge today. Toledo's a good football team, but I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of the effort. I'm proud of the fight. I'm proud of everything I heard from every man on that sideline.
So you feel like a lot of it, obviously there's the physical nature, but you saw a lot of leadership today as well?
No question. No question. And if you could have been in the locker room at the end of the game and heard a group of guys, a group of men that are hurting, but knowing that the only way to get through it is to stay by each other's side, that's what I love about them.
What was said post-game?
It's between us.
As far as today goes, what are some things that you saw on the field that you liked? Obviously, Kyle had a career high in rushing. It's the second week in a row that he's done.
Thought he stepped in and made great decisions in a dicey day in terms of weather, so it's easy. Took care of the football, made good decisions in the zone read game, made a couple of throws where he gave our guys an opportunity to make a play, and that was awesome. And he battled. He was great on the sideline throughout the course of the game, and he's a competitor, man. And I thought for the most part, obviously the one pass there at the end, they got intercepted, but talk about taking care of the football in a day like that. I thought he did an outstanding job of that. And our defense battled, man, all day long. Obviously, when they were taking some, going for it there a couple times on fourth down, and our defense stood strong, and we battled. That's all I can say.
I know Kyle is, run-centric anyway. Did the game plan change any because of the weather or no?
Well, going into the game, obviously, our offense shifts a little bit with Kyle just to make sure we take advantage of his skill set with what he can do in the zone read game, with what he can do in some of the design QB run game. We wanted to make sure we put him in that position. Obviously, when the rain started creeping in a little bit, we got to make sure there's time and place to take a shot down the field to make sure that the ball's okay, and we're not asking him to do something with the ball being slippery and all those things. So he handled himself well today.
You talked on Monday about finding a new offensive identity. Do you feel like you took a big step towards that today?
I think the main thing is when we've got to take advantage of Kyle and what he does best. And again, I've said it, he's what he does in the zone read game, what he does in the design QB run game it's pretty special. And so we got to continue to keep working. Today's a tough day in terms of being able to throw the football, but he made some key throws, at critical moments there where he gave us a chance.
Yeah. You're in a lot of one-possession games last year, and this was really the first one this year. And what do you think really the difference was today in these one-possession games?
Obviously it comes down to the end of the game like it did. You got to give Toledo credit. They went down the field and scored. We got ourselves in a 2-minute situation, and obviously didn't end up finishing the deal there. So you got to give them credit for that because it went into a fourth quarter as a tight football game there, and they made one more play than we did.
They ran a lot of plays on offense, and that last drive especially, just very quick, a lot of yards. Do you feel like some of the guys maybe were getting gassed?
I don't. Without looking at the tape, I don't want to go down that avenue right now. I don't think our guys were selling out, man. They were laying it on the line, and guys were coming off, getting dinged up, trying to get themselves back on that football field and still lay it on the line for their teammates. So that's what I saw out of those guys, and we'll have to look at the tape and see exactly what happened.
Sure. And Coach, going off that, the defense held the best offense in the MAC to 3 points through 3 quarters. I know, like you said, the weather had part to do in that, but what was giving that side of the ball so much success?
No, I think guys were just playing hard, rallying to the football, playing with great intensity, playing with great physicality. We knew they had a quarterback that was a dynamic runner. They got a big running back that weighs 248 pounds. We knew we had to tackle well, and our guys did that. Our guys did a good job up front, making sure they were gap sound and playing very physical at the line of scrimmage. So I think that had a big part to do with that. And obviously we did a great job early when they were in the red zone there and forced the fumble, which was big by our guys, because we felt like this was one of those games where we can take care of the football. We could have a chance to knock one or two out and come out on top on the turnover battle. So our guys did a really good job of playing physical all game long and just getting dirty like we talked about.
Mm-hmm. With Kelly, you said the game plan, like he executed. Did you think he missed an opportunity for a touchdown there in that red zone sequence on the second to last drive?
We had the one holding call there, which was unfortunate, that knocked us back, if we're talking about the same drive there. But he had an opportunity there with a couple of throws. I couldn't quite see exactly where that one landed on the left side over here to Tanner on this end zone. But Kyle did a good job knowing when to throw the football away. Scrambled to the right at one time during that drive, and didn't have anything. There was a split second there where I thought he was going to try to jam one in, kind of thrown back across his body. So you got to give him credit for making a great decision, knowing when to throw the ball away, and making sure we get at least 3 points on that drive.
Obviously, we got to talk about the drop there at the end.
The game doesn't come down to one play, okay? Everybody's fighting, scratching, and clawing. The game never comes down to one play. So it's a phenomenal young man. The play happened. We got his back, and we always will.
Did you guys set that up, though, with that first play on that run?
It's a 2-minute menu that we worked off of. So obviously we started with an RPO. Kyle made a great decision getting the drive started. Guys did a great job getting lined back up quickly. It was obviously the play calls a progression. Kyle did a great job with the progression.
And also offensively decision-making. I think it was a 4th and 7 at Toledo's 32 in the third quarter. You guys decided to take the delay game to punt. Was there a thought to maybe go for it there with the game time?
Not with the conditions the way they were. Obviously, some of what we had from a third and medium standpoint or third and short felt good about the RPO stuff, but really thought playing the field position game and getting those guys backed up was a best decision for us in that situation.
Last one for me. Like you said, the loss is still tough, but overall, did you feel like this was a step in the right direction?
Yes. We got a good football team with a good group of men. We're going to stay by each other's side. We're going to battle. We're going to get back in here tomorrow. We're going to stick by each other's side. Adversity happens. Things don't always go exactly the way you want them to, but we got a great family in that locker room. We're going to be there for each other.
Is Kyle going to continue to start?
Oh, Kyle did a great job today. Great decision-making. Obviously, tough conditions to be in a first situation as a starter there. He's going to continue to improve from a passing game standpoint. We're going to continue to put him in a position to do what he does best. Okay.
Sydney Houston, Kyle Kelly, be in just a moment. I'm just open for questions.
Sydney, obviously tough loss, but you came up with the sole turnover today for the defense, forced a fumble. And I know that you guys preach turnovers a lot, so getting able to do that early, especially against a Toledo team that doesn't turn over the ball a lot, what was the defense's mindset today?
Honestly, we just knew, especially with the conditions, with it being real rainy and slippery, that we was gonna have a lot of opportunities to create turnovers. So we've been emphasizing that all season, especially these last couple of weeks, because we've been wanting a turnover drop for a while. So we've just been preaching, just get the ball out. They've been a little loose with it on film, so we tried to take advantage of it as many times as we could, but we was only able to get one, but that one could have turned into two. We just keep going at it, so that really was just a mindset all week, and it's going to continue throughout the whole year.
Did you guys make your game plan this week knowing that the weather was going to be like this today?
I mean, we kind of plan for everything, like go watch film and go for everything they're going to do, but it was expecting the rain, so we were going to come out and try to run the ball more, and we was going to have a chance to take more opportunities and take shots on the ball, so we definitely played that into a part this week.
Yeah. Talking to Tavion last Monday, just going into this game, you said you guys might be playing with a little more motivation, given the fact that it was Toledo. Would you say that's true?
I mean, I always add a little motivation because they're the defending champs. So definitely had a little extra motivation. But like you say, we look at everybody the same way, like it's a championship game, because it is for us. Like we want to get to a bowl and we want to get to a championship. We got to play out like every game and every down is like a championship. So we just kind of had that mentality going into whoever the opponent is, whether it was Georgia week 2 or whether it was Toledo week 7 or week 6. You feel me? So like we just got to have that mindset every play, every down, and good things to come out from it.
I mean, with the defense holding Toledo to only 13 points today, I mean, despite the loss, do you feel like that's a step in the right direction for you guys?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction. We got to take our positive as we can, learn from the negative, and grow on the positive. That's all we can do. And I definitely take pride in bending and not breaking. I definitely gonna emphasize like just finishing more. Like you say, we had opportunity to get them off the field at the end of the game, but we gotta convert that. So it's just one of the things that we gotta learn from and continue to pick up on in practice and meetings and everything. So we come out with a different outcome.
Was it, I mean, towards the end of the game there, I mean, the defense was on the field a lot. They ran a lot of plays on offense. Was it hard to, I guess, were you getting tired at all? Or was that a factor?
Not really. I wouldn't say it's really just mental. At that point in the game, it's all mental. How bad did you want it? How deep you gonna dig? Honestly, so you just gotta, like you say, you gotta gut check at times. A situation like that, just look yourself in the mirror and be like, how bad do you want it? How bad do we want it? So honestly, in them times, yeah, it was a long drive, but at the end of the day, we go through practice a week. We go through fast tempo and going through a lot of plays so we can get used to those type of situations and be ready for them on Saturday. So, but we just gotta complete that drive and keep the points off the board. But we gotta learn from our mistakes.
Moving forward, what are some, I guess, things that you feel like the defense can do, like, in order to finish during these tight games?
Just like you say, we gotta figure out who won it. Like you say, it's look at ourselves. Look at we beat ourselves every week. I feel like, especially in a game like this when it's score one touchdown, like the room for error is very small. Like we just can't make the small mistakes. Like we had penalties that we really shouldn't have had, or we had multiple third downs we could have got them off the field that can keep us from being in a situation like that later in the game. So we just got to take those stuff into account from starting tomorrow. Watch your film and come back in here and get recovery. Just got to have that mindset, like learn from those situations and just become better every day.
Yeah, and I know that you're a leader on this team. Coach Neu was talking about how he just saw a lot of leadership on the field today, and also in the locker room post game, some guys said some things. What have you seen out of this team from a leadership standpoint this year?
I've definitely seen a lot of emerging leaders now, like a lot of young guys who have to take a bigger role this year, a lot of guys who are in different roles than they were last year. But one thing I will say is that, especially after today, a lot of positive heads up, positive motivation. Everything was positive from what I heard from throughout the game to the end of the game to the locker room to just walking down the hallways, giving guys high fives, keep my head up. Like even the young guys, the guys who didn't even dress, telling me keep my head up, keep positive. We got this, and like that's the major thing. Like we got to be bought in from the guys who on the field to the guys who cheering us on the sideline. So we just got to continue to stay positive and keep everybody in and make everybody want to speak up and voice their opinion. If they feel like it's something that needs to be said, say it. I mean, at this point, everybody's just disappointed in this team. We all ain't nobody bigger than nobody, so we just got to hold ourselves to that continuous.
Are there guys in particular that kind of stick out to you as people who have emerged as leaders this year?
Definitely. I feel like Kyle has definitely stepped up a lot. Just even though his situation hadn't been how he wanted it, but he still continues to stay positive, keep the defense going, even though like just no matter the situation. This is one of the guys that I feel like, especially on the offensive side, because like they're the younger part of our team. We have a lot of older guys on the defense who return, so they're kind of the similar leaders. But the offense had a whole lot of new leaders, and I appreciate them for keeping us into it because we got to do the same for them.
Does it give the defense a little bit more confidence when a guy like Kyle is under center?
I mean, regardless who's taking the snaps, we got to be able to cheer our brothers on, whether it's Kyle, Layne, or Caden. We got to all have that same mentality, like cheer them on. Because if he don't get that confidence, if they don't get that confidence from us, who they going to get it from, We got to be able to support BYBK, be your brother's keeper, and we just got to preach that every day, and no matter who it is, from the walk-ons to the scholarship, it don't matter. Just got to make sure we are for each other no matter the situation.
Sure.
So just two things from me. Especially kind of late in the game, Toledo really started to connect on some of the third down conversions. And I know you still got a lot to watch the tape, but like, was there anything that you can think back on that maybe some mistakes made, or just why they were able to kind of keep getting those together on third down?
Honestly, I'd take it upon myself, like, especially up front. We could have did a better job of keeping them inside the pocket so he couldn't extend those plays on third downs and be able to throw it downfield and put our DBs in a different situation. So, especially up front, we knew they had a elusive quarterback who liked to get outside the pocket and can do things with his arms and his legs. So we just had to do better and just keeping him one-dimensional and keeping him inside that pocket because we know he's an even bigger threat when he was outside. So we really just could have did better in getting out the field on third downs and getting home to the quarterback. We didn't have any sacks today, so that's definitely something I take personal, especially up front, being a leader up front. So we just got to do better weekend, and we got that practice in the meeting room.
I mean, having said that, though, holding the team averaging 41 points per game to 3 through 3 quarters is impressive. And then last week was a step forward from the Western Michigan game defensively. Do you guys does it feel different at all just right now than it did just a couple weeks ago on defense?
I feel like it definitely is. I feel like guys more. Once we got into everybody's head that everything we want is still in front of us, no matter what our record says. I think guys kind of bought in and start practicing harder and being more dialed in on their keys and being more dialed in on watching film and paying attention more, because I feel like once we get on the same page, there's nothing that we can't do. We know we're a way better team than our record states and that the numbers show, but we can't change that narrative until we do something about it ourselves. So we just got to keep getting better every week and just keep going forward. No steps backwards. Good. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Sidney. Thank you, man.
How y'all doing?
Hey Kyle, obviously your first start this season, and I know, just from talking with you during preseason, this is something that you wanted, that you've been working for a while. I know you're kind of reflecting on a loss, but how did it feel to kind of finally get that nod today?
Ever since I started playing quarterback, I always wanted to play at the highest level. So, this is the highest level I've been to so far. So to finally get that first start, it felt good. We always want to win, but we just gotta make a couple of little plays and pull the next one out.
You said ever since you started playing quarterback. When did you start playing quarterback?
My freshman year, high school.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's this season been like for you? Obviously, you've held a lot of different roles on the team. What's it been like?
It's been different, I would say. I'm taking on a role to really help this team, playing multiple different spots wherever the team needs me to win. I'm cool with it, but it's definitely new. It's nothing I've ever done before.
Has it been challenging?
No, not really. Playing quarterback, the whole offense anyway, so it's just plugging me in anywhere, It's easy.
Yeah. Do you feel like it helps you as a leader, the fact that, not only are you going to be tight with the guys in the quarterback room, but also the running backs and the wide receivers, given the fact that you've kind of played all three positions?
Yeah, I definitely would say so. I can kind of sense, the people on our team, they expect me to know what I'm doing, no matter where it is, so I could help out multiple positions, as you said. But, yeah, that's definitely one of the bigger advantages to it.
Has it been a conscious effort from you this year to step up as a leader? Because Sidney said that you had, and some other guys have said that too.
Yeah, just really my biggest thing is just learning how to lead, because I believe there's different types of leading. And in me in the position that I was in, being a rah-rah leader probably wouldn't, help. So just helping in any ways I can, showing, the younger guys how to practice, pushing our older guys in practice, trying to make us better. So, yeah.
You're a different kind of quarterback than this program has had in a really long time. A lot of guys in this program for a while have been pocket passers, or they'll run if they have to, but not necessarily all the time. Is it kind of a sense of pride for you to be able to take the quarterback mantle and make it more versatile here?
Yes, sir. I kind of take pride in knowing that there's not a lot of quarterbacks kind of like myself, so I kind of take that job pretty serious. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Career high rushing yards today. You set a career high the last game you were in, and then today you did it again. What's working for you on the ground right now?
The guys up front, they actually making holes, and I'm hitting it. I'm telling them, in between possessions, what I see. They telling me what they see, and we just helping each other basically.
Yeah. Neu was talking about last Monday about kind of just establishing a new offensive identity. Going into the season, thought he was going to have guys like Brady Hunt, Ty Robinson. That just hasn't been the case.
Right.
He feels like you're kind of leading the charge for the new identity that they want to have of this offense. Are those conversations that he's had with you as well?
Yeah, for sure. We taking it one day at a time, so I don't know if I'm starting next week or the rest of the way, but if I am, then, you know, I'm ready to go. But, yeah, we definitely talking about it and trying to keep moving this thing forward.
So when you are under center and you're playing, what's the identity that you want to bring to the offense?
Really just be the best player I can be to help us win. You know, the team, you know, we sometimes we're missing that spark, and I like to, you know, bring that spark to the team, you know, energy, whatever, whatnot. But yeah, I would say that my identity is that.
Yeah, obviously, you know, a tough loss today, but kind of closer than a lot of people from the outside may have expected. What did you like out of the offense and out of the team in general today?
I just like us never quitting. You know, it wasn't an ideal game as far as like weather and like, you know, the type of game we had. So just us never quitting and fighting to the end no matter what was thrown at us. You know, they came out in the second half, adjusted to what we had, and we quickly adjusted back to what they had. So really just staying versatile.
So we've asked Neu and we've asked Sydney if we feel like, even despite the loss, if it's a step in the right direction. Do you feel like this game is?
Yeah, for sure. Really, after every game, I felt that way, that we you know, trending up. But we got to do whatever it's got to take to get over this hump. You know, we've lost a couple games in a row, but we're going to turn it around.
Do you think there's anything like tangible that you guys can do to get over that hump?
No, not really. We just got to clean up, you know, our mistakes. You know, a lot of the times we're beating ourselves out there. So if you look today, a lot of times when the offense stalled, then, you know, I probably messed up or, you know, made a wrong read or something. But, you know, we just got to stop beating ourselves.
Kyle, when did you find out you were going to start? Was it last Monday?
Yes, sir.
You know, what was just your general just reaction to that? Because kind of like what you guys alluded to, you know, this isn't exactly necessarily the role you had envisioned when you came here. So just what was your reaction?
You know, I was excited. You know, I couldn't wait to get out here. Like I said, you know, I've been dreaming about it. You know, my family's been waiting on it. I've been waiting on it. So when we finally, you know, got the news that I was starting, I just wanted to take advantage of every opportunity I had.
And today, I know, like you said, the weather had a lot to do with it, but do you feel like you are capable of passing more than you have been asked to so far this year?
Yes, sir. You know, I can do whatever the coaches need me to do.
Today, though, kind of said some mistakes. Do you guys feel like you left some points on the board, particularly in that one red zone sequence there near the end of the game?
Yeah, definitely. We got to try to punch some of these in for touchdowns. But as I'm seeing here, we had 2 red zone trips. We scored twice in it. You know, we can't complain about that. But as far as putting drives together, we got to start, you know, stringing plays and helping our defense out a little bit.
And obviously, you know, no one's more disappointed than Rico in dropping that ball. What do you tell a guy like that after a play like that?
You know, me and Rico live together, and we've been close since we came in. So, like, you know, I feel like we've been dreaming about making plays like that since we stepped foot on campus. But really, I just tell him it's more than just that play that will make us lose that game. You know, I scrambled right and he ran a little wheel at the sideline. I missed him earlier in the game. You know, I was just alluding to that, just telling him, like, you know, we all make mistakes. Yeah, that was the big play in the game, but it's not ultimately why we lost. You know, I got to be better. Everybody really got to be better. So don't beat yourself up too much.
And the last thing for me, when we talked to Coach on Monday, he said, you know, the playbook might be kind of limited, just with the more RPO kind of style, heavy offense with you, and then obviously today you alluded it more with the rain. But do you expect maybe the playbook to kind of expand a little bit if you continue to start?
Yeah, for sure. Coaches know and I know what I'm comfortable with, and that was really the biggest thing because, you know, this is my first start. They didn't want to just send me out there with a full playbook, and now my mind's everywhere. They tried to, you know, make it as quick and easy as possible for me. But, yeah, if I am the man for the rest of the way, I'm sure we will expand.
One more for me. You know, your first start, you learned about it last Monday. What was the feeling like telling your family? I know they're not always able to make it to every game, but was that a good moment for you?
Yeah, for sure. You know, once I got the news, walking down the the stairs up here, I kind of got a little teary-eyed or whatever. You know, my family, especially, they know the grind has been, you know, getting to this point. And the way the season started, it didn't start the way that, you know, I wanted to go or I expected to go. And, you know, it was kind of eating at me for a while, but, you know, they always stayed by my side. And finally getting that news to start, they were excited. Most of them made their way here.
I know your mom was here. I shared that with TV. They asked in advance. Can you tell us who else was here? Who came to watch you?
Yeah. My mom was here. My little brother Jay was here. My second mom, I call her Miss April, she was here. My girlfriend was here, her sister, her mom. Yeah, and you know, I had some other people on the Toledo side. I got a cousin over there too, so yeah, there's a couple people sitting over there too.
Pretty cool, man. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Good for your pal. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.